Aw man, what the heck is that? The things kids watch these days are out of this world. How about taking them somewhere to touch grass and exercise their brain? And that's exactly where we're headed. Our family is going to the Lake Los Carneros County Park in Goleta, California. It's the site of the historical Ranchos Las Patera and the South Coast Railroad Museum.
We're here at South Coast Railroad Museum in Goleta, California.
But before going there, we went to the Rancho Las Patera, which was purchased by William Whitney Stowe, the legal counsel for the Southern Pacific Railroad. 3 generations of his family lived in this white Victorian home, and it's the oldest home in Goleta Valley.
So this was the caretaker's residence for the Stowe house.
And this is the bunkhouse where the Chinese immigrant workers were housed. Man, it must have been profitable to be a lawyer for such a big company. Anyways, none of these buildings were open, so we went on the free tractor ride. Usually you have to pay for something like this. Score!
We're going on our free tractor ride. Ooh, today feels really good. It's in the 60s.
We pretty much toured portions of Lake Los Carneros County Park. The park was filled with forests, pastures, and dirt trails. I hear it's also a great spot for doing bird watching. I mean, it looks like a nature preserve. Our ride came to an end, but it definitely made me want to explore this beautiful park. We actually came here at the right time because every Sundays they open the ranch to pet barn animals and go on tractor rides. They're open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. My children love animals and this was a real treat.
Nice.
They also had this beautiful golden retriever. My wife probably wanted to take it home. The Rancho Las Patera used to have a lemon orchard, so they displayed all the farm equipment used by the ranch.
So they have these information cards and all of this farm equipment so you can learn what they do.
This machine was used to harvest beans. There's also some vintage John Deere. Touring this place makes me realize that farm equipment have really come a long way. Back in those days, if something broke, you had to fabricate the parts to fix it. There wasn't a tractor supplies you could run off to. You had to literally make it at a blacksmith shop like this one.
Look at all the horseshoes. That's actually pretty big, the horseshoes.
It's cool to realize that ranches such as Las Patera was responsible for feeding the entire country. Amazing.
And this is where they would have the horse carriages, because they didn't have cars back then.
And right next to all the farm equipment was the Agricultural Museum.
And I'm here in the Agricultural Museum. It's pretty cool. They have some goats that you can pet and some explanation on the farming equipment out here.
Because of the climate, Goleta Valley was a grower's paradise. There's so much rich agricultural history here. And even though the museum wasn't very large, it was interactive and jam-packed with information. There was also a replica of a 19th century classroom. Here's some rules that govern teacher conduct. Can you believe they were required to read the Bible and gave men time off for courting women? Times sure have changed. The museum even has a room dedicated to genealogy. I guess there were some deep Italian roots in Santa Barbara. After the ranch, we went over to South Coast Railroad Museum. Our boys found a lending library at the entrance. And wow! There's a Minecraft strategy guide.
Wow.
Okay, son, you can put the book away now. We got an entire museum to explore. The main exhibit is this railroad depot, which was built in 1901. The station had closed down 70 years later and then moved to Lake Carneros Park. The interesting thing about this depot is that the second floor has an apartment where the station agent lived. What a sweet deal. No commute and he gets to work from home? Where do I sign up? They also exhibit a real-life caboose where employees on the train would stay. And you can even reserve birthday parties here. There's plenty of picnic benches and barbecue grills on site. Everything was closed, so there was nothing left to do but go on the miniature train ride.
Okay, we got our train tickets. They're $2.50 each. You can get it at the gift shop at the entrance of the Railroad Museum. And this is where you board the train, right, Nolan? Ever since Dylan found his Minecraft book, he's been on it. This will be his entertainment on the drive back. But make sure you also give Nolan a chance to look at it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Alright, so we're waiting here to get on our train ride. And Nolan's excited for his choo-choo train ride. Okay, let's get our boarding pass. Here. Get our boarding pass to ride on this train.
Oh good, it's finally arrived. They call this the Goleta short line. Before the ride starts, an attendant will punch your ticket. Then the engineer will give some safety rules. And then, finally, we're off. The short line makes a loop around the entire museum. It lasts for about 10 minutes and it's pretty relaxing. And during the holidays, they transform everything into a winter wonderland. I should also mention there's an HOR 187 scale model that depicts the railroad of Santa Barbara and Goleta as they were 100 years ago. I didn't get a chance to see it, but if I ever come back, it's something I'll need to check out.
Well, they also have a museum here, but they don't open till later, I believe 1 p.m. But the kids are very hungry and we're worried that they're gonna get hangry. So that concludes our trip to Santa Barbara.
Awesome! The Lake Los Carneros Park has so much to stimulate young minds. Parents should definitely spend more time at places like this instead of letting their kids mind rot with stuff like this.
Oh, come on!
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these videos, here's some more suggestions. On this channel, I produce entertaining educational travel content, and if that's your thing, please consider subscribing. And with that, I'll see you on the next Pixix adventure.